Alright, so I'm going to do a small invocation. Asato ma satamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amratam gamaya. Am Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Amazing, because I've just had a one-on-one coaching session with he's a minister in the church in the UK, and he said, "Can I finish with prayer?"
Wow.
And now we're starting with
Starting with an invocation.
which is just a great sort of.
So, like I said, I've never been in front of a camera, and I would always want to do it from from the bottom of my heart, and whatever is there, I would want to come it forth as it is without any filters. So this invocation is always also dear to me, and it simply means I've learned it at Isha Yoga Center while practicing. While starting the practices, we always do this invocation. And so Asatoma Satyagamaya means from untruth to truth, and then Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya means from darkness to light, and then Mrityuma Amritam Gamaya means from death to liberation. And then Om, peace, peace, peace. Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So this is something which has been serving me well. So I generally start all of my things with this practices or my day for that matter.
Well, our yoga teacher Jayesh always starts with an invocation.
Oh yes.
I love it, and I think that's also something I find very special. I mean, although this man that I've known for a long time, that's unusual for somebody. He is a minister in the church, but it's unusual for somebody to pray. We have a lot of discussions about the messages in the Bible, for example. It's something that I love about India, being in India, is this spiritual nature of being in India. It's so different to being in Europe, from my perspective. And you represent that really amazingly.
Thank you.
You recognise that?
Yeah, I also feel like I have a long way to go when we talk about spirituality or how I could represent that. I'm just a tiny speck in that space right now, and I'm just trying to dissolve rather than being this tiny speck. I am trying to dissolve in that.
Wow.
And if I'm able to do that, yes, I feel that the energy systems does have an impact on people around you, and you know how they display a domino effect, and a matchbox would light up, and if there's a missing match stick, it will stop the fire. It is very similar to that. So and it is very true that what goes around comes back around. What you throw in the universe, we all think that there'll be no response. So you throw out positivity, you think that there'll be no response, or the opposite is also true. If you throw negativity, it will all come back to you. Whatever you're throwing will come back to you for sure.
I have a feeling that some of the questions that the man I was talking to just now had, which we address, I have a feeling that some of the things you're saying are going to be inspiring things for him to hear potentially.
Oh, really?
As well. Yes, oh really?
I'd be happy to do that if that is the case, and if I can uh, be of any use, I'd be very happy to become this a source of learning for him.
I think even if you were just to hear what you've just said, it would be absolutely a source of learning and an inspiration for him. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because when I thought about having this conversation with you, I was thinking, and it's interesting how things go their own way. I was thinking about your role here in the 36 Arts, which is where I'm staying, where I stay every year. So maybe just to give some background to that as well. How would you describe your role?
Um, my role, it is very complicated that way. I mean, I could not put it in one word, but ever since I've partnered up with Gautam Uncle and Antarota, who are the founders of this place, and I only joined in 2017. So they were interested in doing yoga packages, and they had quite a few yoga packages coming in, and that's what hit me. And I always wanted to tap the fitness trade, you know.
Yes.
So I had gymnasiums in Delhi. By the way, that's how Gautam Uncle and we met there in Delhi. I rented out one of the properties, which got sealed by the NCD, and a lot of things, bad things happened, and I tried my level best to get it back on. And then Gautam Uncle also put in money in the this in gymnasium. Um, Later on in life, we were all searching for more properties because the gym business we were doing uh, incredible numbers out there. People were coming. Females were feeling very secure in our gymnasium, which is not the case otherwise in Delhi. We had 60% female crowd, 40% male crowd. Everything was going great. The sales were very high. But pollution. So this one comparative between Kerala and any other state, yeah, any other state for that matter. I just want to take a minute and see whether the recording is on or no.
Okay.
That is why I was looking at the camera.
Okay.
Time it again. Okay. Yes, we are on.
Excellent.
Sorry
Excellent.
for the hiccup. We're not doing this professionally.
We're just doing it naturally.
Naturally, yes.
Just letting it unfold.
So first class with the master. First podcast.
The thing that has really, I've been coming here ever since it was built.
Absolutely, yes. You've been here the longest, yes.
Yes.
You're one of the, uh, I think, first guests that we had.
Yeah, certainly early days.
Yeah.
And I've really noticed the influence that you've had. Do you recognize that?
It's very, I would say that, you try to give it your vibe and, your energy. So you do it time and again, you do it every day. That's how people change, the culture change. It just happens automatically. So spotting that is very different. But yeah, there has been a tremendous shift in terms of energy because we are what we attract also. So the attraction has also changed. The targeting has changed. So it's very different. So I mean, earlier on there were all kinds of people coming in for that matter.
Yes.
And now there's a certain we would say it's our tribe now, which is being attracted to our vibe. So
I think
that I can spot. That is one major difference.
That's a huge difference. So it's such a learning, I think, for many organisations who can go for numbers, in business and growth.
But let me take it. So this only happens when you have financial independence. You don't have to worry about where the next check is going to come from.
True. I wouldn't say it only happens there. I think it can happen, but it takes a greater courage to
yes, it takes a lot of courage at the same time because if you're doing something, then you'll have people and telling you that, see, you did this and this happened because of you.
Yes.
But it's not the case when something good happens. Generally, it's not the case then in organizations majorly. So
and equally, the decisions that you've made, as you've told me, you've said no to a lot of business, that is not fitting with the style.
yes.
So you could, even though you have got a sound background, but you could have been jeopardizing the business potentially. You could have been in some people's eyes. So you were, in a sense, you were taking a risk in a way.
Absolutely, that is a big risk. So that big risk needs a big safety net as well. That is where I was coming to. So thankfully, I had that cushion. This is what I truly believe.
Do you think you wouldn't have made those decisions if you hadn't had?
I would have still made them.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think you'd act in any other way.
Yes, I could not because this is just who I am, and I've realized that working out of the intellect has not served me well, but
Yeah.
this serves me well pretty much every day in every life situation. And I've seen enemies becoming my friends with this kind of or whatever
Exactly.
practices I'm doing, and being just this way, I've seen tremendous
And I've heard you
changes.
say the truth is really, to come from your heart, and the truth is what matters. So I suspect it wouldn't matter whether you had that backdrop or not. I think, given the opportunity, you believe in this way,
Yeah,
and that you.
well, again, so there are people and situations. I have never been in that situation, so I cannot really comment, and I don't have the experience to talk because it will be only a talk. It not be the, it might not be the truth, you know.
Yeah.
So I can not say something which is not in my experience yet.
Yes. Well,
I don't want to experience it, but
No.
if it comes, so
Well,
so be it.
I
I try and be the same way, and we'll see. We'll take it from there.
I absolutely believe you would be. The way we do something is the way we do everything, and I think your values, your beliefs come through in everything that you do. In the, I mean, the individual attention that you give people, the care that you take, it's beyond. Yeah, I've stayed in many places, and what you have here is beyond what most places would ever give. Um, People can provide a great service, but usually it's quite standard, and here it's very unique.
Thank you for your kind words. So I'm really glad that I could be of help. And the basic principle that I have in me is again operating out of love and nothing else. If you are in the space, I would not say, "Oh, Sue is a guest." Sue is me. She is a part of me. If I had to nourish you, that's how I get nourished too. So you could call it selfless or selfish. It could go any way, but there is no difference. There's no you and me when we serve you. So
That's
if
huge.
if
That's huge. I mean, I don't know. I don't know any other places or many other places that would have that kind of belief. It's huge to operate
I
that
would
way.
thank you. I would always thank my practices and my. I could, at such a early age, thanks to my father also for that matter, I could be involved in meditation, yoga, and we would always talk about union and, that not money is not everything and all those subjects, what people usually don't talk till 60s or
Yes.
maybe late 40s.
Yes.
So I was very fortunate to imbibe these values and these systems from my guru and my dad, and then finance. Gautam uncle has been instrumental in that. So he's also one of my gurus if it comes to the finance part. Then I've learned how to talk to people and how to, um, uh, use tools of NLP from you. I've been practicing that from 2 years now here, and it has been lovely. I've seen such a drastic change. I've seen people move, work more, imbibe our values, and it has just changed the whole scenario for us.
I mean, I'm doing some work with some corporate organisations um, in Europe, and the challenge that they face is sometimes some of the people in the most senior positions don't want to change. Like they've done it, they've heard it, and they're managing the technical side of the business very well. Look at your reaction. and and yet, what's needed is this way of thinking would be radical, and it would be so beneficial. And some people in these organisations know that. They may not have exactly your words, but they know that everybody, it's so important that you invest in your own development, your learning, and you do it in a very modest, very selfless way. And there's people who are the stoppers in organisations because they don't believe that.
So people fear change because there's a lot of commitment. This is what I believe, and there, from point A to point B, you'll have to do so much. There's so much action required. There's risk involved. There's so much that can go wrong or right for that matter.
Yes.
So I think people mostly fear change, but life is all one big learning, and lifelong learning is one principle. If I have imbibed it. I think if everyone does it, it would be beneficial for the whole world that way. You're right.
I absolutely agree, and that's
But
why it's
that
such.
openness, I don't think it's easy to get because it took me sweet 7, 8 years. I took my own time and then I opened up.
That's quite quick, I'd say.
So it's quick, all right.
Yes.
So I have immense gratitude to whatever force. I mean, in our religion, they say, I am only the doer and someone else is pulling out the strings. So you can only keep your perception open, your eyes open, or they say the pineal gland and all those fancy terms are there. But if you have openness, then only something can pour into you. So
I mean, and look,
open and empty.
we're in this beautiful, beautiful setting. It's by the Arabian Sea, this glorious environment that's um, it's quite private in a way. What attracted me to here in the first place, it wasn't all blazing lights advertising yourself. Yes. There's something about the kind of anonymity that I was intrigued by, and this combination is magic.
If you allow me, I can do a small, maybe 20 seconds about 36 or 36 palms.
We'll do that later.
Okay, all right. Whenever you're ready.
I know.
I know the salesman in me is just trying to go out.
You are already selling what you have here just by talking about your principles and your values.
We were talking about the settings, so I thought I'll jump in and tell them all about it. But it's okay. Well, I'll hold on to that.
Believe me, I do share a lot about the settings here.
Oh wow! Thank you. Thank you.
So we absolutely can do that.
So you are our brand advocate then.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. See, we have such great advocates. Thank you.
And it's not a surprise.
And coming from you means a lot. It's because the source it's all that matters. The source has to be correct, and if it's coming from you, I think we have done. We have made.
Well, I so admire your principles and your values and your ways of being. That's why I'm here. And that's why I would encourage other people to be here.
Yeah, I was quite surprised yesterday when you asked me for this interview. I thought number one, I've never been in front of a camera. Number two, I was like, oh man, why me? I thought we were because I was recording the Risky Biscuits yesterday, and I came in with a set of sheet with a script, a set of questions. Yeah, with a script, you could say yes. It had no flow basically. I wrote out 20 questions and then asked them 5.
Yes.
So I thought I'm going to come in and learn how to interview people today.
Yes.
And I will by the end of it.
And you are.
Yes, and I am.
Absolutely. I mean, that was what sparked it. That was what prompted me because I thought you're so charming and you're so easy in conversation. And to see you with a script, I thought, what are you doing? And I thought, we need to have a word.
So a little background. I did for the other pelvic bus, the other team,
yes.
John and the auto rickshaw people. So I had very little questions for them. So I thought I'll go in with preparation this time. That's how the script.
Well, it's inspired me for some exercises that I'm going to do on the next program as to how do people, if you were to, let's say, interview somebody or, have the chance to learn about them, how, can people do that? Because I think you find it difficult just to have a conversation, and learn about somebody. That's quite a challenge for a lot of people. So that's what sparked it. Then I thought, what an opportunity though, because I do so admire the way that you are. I thought, right, there's a very special way of doing this.
Thank you.
Oh, so I'm just looking at your shirt too. I mean, you're a model of excellence and elegance.
Thank you. So I'm glad that you like my shirt.
This
is and
it's
me.
like it fits the environment. Everything's elegant. And you embody that. I'm not sure I do today. Sorry about this. I thought seize the moment was more important.
Yes, absolutely.
So what else is important to you?
What else is important? In what way?
in any way, in
Anyway.
life, in this role, in your influence?
Um, so if you ask what is important to me, I think generally people would say, are you pointing towards the purpose or something like that, or no? Just
Whatever comes to your mind.
whatever comes to your mind. So I am not really sure. I don't think life has any purpose. For that matter, I would like to live and live totally. That's what I aim to do. And wherever, no matter wherever I go, I mean, it doesn't matter, be it this place or any other place for that matter. I would want to keep on doing this, and I think I've found uh, the truest, most layer that I wanted to tap into, and I really want to deepen my practices that way. So,
When you say you want to keep doing this being what?
this being um, the practices that I do to, you know, this is, let me rephrase this and tell you, this is actually subtracting every day whatever doesn't serve me. This is what I want to do, and I keep on wanting to do this. Want to do this, I want to keep it on, and this is serving me well, really well. So I had realized this when I was 28. Now I'm 34, and there has been tremendous work involved in it, day in and day out, without any breaks. Um, I have quit alcohol. Quit. I've made a certain choices, and I'm not. I'm giving the machine, this body, the right kind of fuel so that it serves me well. So, uh, and also the values that I have, the be it lifelong learning or being uh, who I truly am, caring or not differentiating between you and me, and dissolving that ways. I'm not very sure how to explain that because uh, as I sit here, I'm just telling you what I really feel, and I don't know how to describe it in words. It is a very pure feeling, and it I think it comes out of love and not the intellect, because the intellect always keeps on dissecting and dissecting. So this oneness has come from within and from love. So I want to operate from there.
You do operate,
Thank you.
and it's uncanny the parallels between this conversation and the conversation I was having earlier, which is somebody with a different kind of faith. But we talked about do those things that take you closer to the kingdom of God and stop doing things that don't. And you're absolutely doing that in every sense. You're in the way you live, the way you treat people, the way you manage the business, the way you manage your nutrition, the way you manage your learning. I mean, it's really quite remarkable how complete your approach is.
I'm very fortunate that this poured into me, and I realized this very early on. I just have immense gratitude for all this and nothing else.
Well, I have immense gratitude for you talking to me today.
It is my pleasure doing this, and I was not sure why me. Now I have the answer, and I'll leave with an answer, and I'll also know how to interview people better
So
without a script.
So what is that answer? You said you have the answer. What is the answer?
That there has been improvement. The practices are working. You see.
Absolutely. I'd say that's quite an understatement. There has been an improvement. There's been a transformation.
Transformation, yes.
Yes.
Let's keep it on.
And the learning about interviewing?
The interviewing, yes. So I'm going back to the NLP training that we did in April. So let the structure take the strain. That I've learned. I've revised it today.
Let your intuition take the strain,
Yes,
the
yes,
curiosity take the strain.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Because I mean, there's so much more I could ask you because I'm so curious, about the things that you've said. And I've taken plenty of opportunities to ask you about specific things here.
Yeah.
But I can see that there's going to be a lot more.
We go back in time, so
We
we've been
do.
seeing each other. Like we've been here together for 4 years now.
Yes.
You've been staying at 36. I've been around, so we've been having so many conversations. So yes, it could take maybe 2 3 days for us to wind this up.
Good.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you for this opportunity.